to wait until I could get to a place where I could talk about the story authentically, paint the picture as it happened according to me, and then stand in another place and say, that was then, this is now. And I want to give you the two stories. This is what it's like to go through literally the valley of the shadow of death. This is what it looks like to be betrayed and broken and honest. How about that? Because it's always good, he did it. But then there were some decisions that I made that I finally had to come to a place where I could own them. I can remember the sounds of violence in my home and what that sounded like and how it conditioned me to be hard. I'm naturally a bit of a tough cookie anyway, right? But in order to condition myself for the psychological blows, I became hard. So I get into a marriage with a man, and I have my own broken pieces. And I didn't know that there needed to be healing and holiness. And that's the thing. When we do marriage counseling, we really don't have to do this from a different perspective. Yes. When people come to talk to us about relationships and marriage and that kind of thing, we're talking about what the Bible said this and the Bible said that. That's true. But we're going to have to talk about pieces and brokenness and baggage before we talk about leaving and cleaving. It may not be the time for you to leave or cleave. How about you cleave to you first? How about you cleave to the Father first? How about you get a clue first before you go and connect yourself with somebody else? So I didn't know what love was, but was trying to pursue it.
Yeah.
Now how you going to go after something and you don't know what you're looking for?
Come on now. Yeah.
How do you know when you find it if you don't know what it is?
Yeah.
And so I go through this time and I connect myself with a man, and I'm hoping that I will find love, and I'm hoping I'll find acceptance, and I'm hoping I won't get a divorce. I'm hoping. And so when all this foolishness is happening, what keeps me there after that crazy dream? Hope. Just hope. I'm hoping he'll love me. I'm hoping he'll see my sacrifice. I'm hoping he'll love his family. I'm hoping he'll just come home. I'm hoping he'll come home and don't bring nothing he can walk out the door with. I'm veering from the book a little bit, but just going to current events. We talk about the Me Too movement. We heard about it?
Yeah.
And how women have endured a lot of injustices and trespasses against their femininity. Well, it's time to talk about some things. And it's time to talk about why it's been permitted. And it's time for us to talk to our daughters about boundaries. Boundaries. Sometimes we just keep giving and keep giving and keep giving. Well, if I give a little more. Y'all remember that commercial back in the 80s? I work more, so I can do more work. Yes, I can earn more, so I can do more coke.
Yeah.
I work more, so I can earn more, so I can do more coke. I work more, so I can earn.
Come on.
When does it stop? You keep giving and giving and giving. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again. Somebody said she was crazy. Boundaries. And then let's talk to our sons. Because it's not all about daughters. We tell our daughters, good girls keep the dresses down there. Good girls don't do this. But what do good guys do? What do good boys do? I'm making one. They respect order and boundaries and true manhood. They respect that and they honor that. They respect and honor true womanhood, and they don't trespass. Even if you take something that don't belong to them, I tell them, look, they don't belong to you. Don't take that. So that means if you don't take a pen that don't belong to you, you won't take a woman's heart if it don't belong to you. You won't take her virginity if it don't belong to you.
Right.
You ain't in no covenant? Right. What? Come on now. Let's talk about it. We're scared of virginity. We kind of need that, right?
Right.
We kind of need it, right?
Yes.
So if it don't belong to you, don't take it. You don't have a covenant with that woman, don't take it.
Yes.
You don't intend on staying with her, don't take it. You're not going to love her. Don't sit there and listen to her hopes and dreams like you're going to be there. Don't take it. Don't take her time. Leave that space for another man who wants to stay. But if you don't want to stay, see, man, I had this dream. about this demon that comes in and wraps itself around my daughter. And it has the face of a man, but the body of a skinless snake. And it slithers in and it wraps itself around her. And in the dream, you heard Lori read about it. I sit up in the dream, and it was on the left side, my right fist. I just started just doing head blows on this thing. The fight was about your hope and your love and your trust. It really wasn't about him. Really wasn't about him. And you'll notice I never named him in the book. Wasn't about him.
Come on, somebody.
So don't get mad and go out there when you write your book and start naming names. Because I say in the book, healing is about exposing pain. But pain has never been about exposing people. And that's where we get in trouble with some of the reality shows and all that stuff we see, where people talking about women, particularly talking about they trying to be healed and they having a kumbaya moment, and they start exposing all the people that they think wronged them, and it's not about the person. As long as you still naming the person, they still have power there. Pain has never been about exposing people. It's not about them. And so many of us walking around that's over 40 and we still broken and hurt and pissed and jaded and bitter, and we're doing all this stuff, and then we give that same cycle to our children, not knowing it. You know, well, child, I don't know what's wrong with mama. She just go through these cycles where she pissed for about a couple of months and then she come out. And so then she grows up. If I don't break that cycle, my daughter will grow up, God forbid, if I was that kind of woman, and then she'll be pissed for a couple of months, kicking the dog, fussing at the cat and pissing off the mailman and all kinds of stuff, and then but it's a cycle of crazy. Because somebody didn't deal with issues. So, my hope and my prayer is that when you read this book, you'll see a woman that had a whole lot of issues. And I'm sitting on the floor in my house, in the living room, and I put on The Lion King. And that movie transformed my life, my thinking, my paradigms, my strength, everything. It was in that moment when my numb heart and passion began to ache for the little girl full of life and fire and potential. Where was the girl who said during her graduation speech she wanted to be the first African-American female Supreme Court justice? Where was the girl who traveled to Europe to sing German opera, no less, with aspirations of breaking molds and crashing ceilings, and had the vocal capability and grit to do it? Where was the woman who built a successful business, earning leadership award after leadership award, inspiring women in the U.S., Israel, and Ethiopia to take their places in the market? Chairidee, do you know who you are? It's in this scene that Simba comes face to face with the spirit of his father, Mufasa. And I come face to face with the spirit of my father, Yahweh, Elohim is his name. Mufasa says to Simba, "You have forgotten yourself, and in doing so, you have forgotten me. You are more than what you have become." Something in me broke. Chains, bondage, pain, bitterness. The cyst holding captive my soul was punctured, and out of it flowed the hurt, the disappointment, all for that little girl left behind. The games I played in the name of love, the pursuit of perfection in hopes of just getting somebody to stay and love me, the grinding and working myself into hypertensive heart issues, working 15 to 16 hours a day just to escape the pain of my home life. The venomous injections of jealousy from small-minded people into my soul. The pettiness of so-called church leaders seeking to stifle my exploration of God broke, there was a primal, a guttural, an ancient sound started in the pit of my stomach, clenched and worked its way through every muscle in my body. The sound began to journey through my body with such force it seemed I left my body and was only given access to view the process. Before I could manipulate it, before I could refine it or temper it, the process was screaming in me, roaring up in me. Righteous indignation at what had happened to my life. I had to give notice on everything around me. I was back. My father broke off of me and stripped from me the bent-off persona I'd worn far too long. I heard him roar in me, and I answered. I answered him as a daughter with a covenant, dearly loved of her father. I answered him as an heir with an inheritance and a legacy to live. I answered him as a lioness, the offspring of the king of the universe. I roared. I roared until heaven remembered me and hell feared me. I roared. My environment had to know I was back. I sat too long in silence, just absorbing the blows to my heart, to my head, to my image, to my giftedness, and to my power. I had to remind the stale thoughts and corrupt conversations I had allowed to stay way too long. I am a queen. It has been an extremely joyous and profound and powerful afternoon today. I want to thank the City of Houston for showing up, all of my colleagues, friends, family, well-wishers who stopped by the Ensemble Theatre here. We had a wonderful time. This was really about women, women at large, having a moment where we all came together. We shared similar stories about pains, but about triumphs as well. It was really a turning of the page for so many of the women who attended today's event. I want to thank them for their transparency, for their courage to share. So many of them heard about my story in life and loss and divorce, but what we found in common is that after pain was power, and we all have chosen to embrace that moment in our lives. We've heard about the Me Too moment. Well, this is an Us Too moment. It's not me, it's us. And I'm so thankful for the women today who showed up and joined the Lioness Den. A special thanks to all of the vendors as well who attended the Roar of a Woman. I want to thank Rhino One Productions for all the lighting and sound, who did a phenomenal job. Also Black Eye Studios, who did the photography. Wonderful people that you want to work with. Also want to thank Heavenly Creations, who did the catering. Absolutely delectable delights. If you're looking for a caterer, they are the ones to contact. Last and certainly not least, I want to thank Pretty Work Creative. I want to thank them for all of their hard work in the studio as well as here on site today, bringing together the vision of the Roar of a Woman. Finally, I want to thank all of the team members with Mogul Life Real Estate who sponsored this event. Thank you all so much for allowing me to be away today.